So welcome everybody to the very auspicious and holy festival of Nidyananda Trayodasi. Shri Nidyananda Prabhu ki. How many of us have not heard of Nidyananda Prabhu? Show of hands. It's okay, don't have to shy. Don't have to be shy. Very good. Okay. And the rest are we all excited? Ecstatic? Very good. So, beautiful darshan in the first altar, the flower darshan, recites the beautiful deities of Gaur and Nitai. So, there is Gauranga Mahaprabhu and there is Nityananda Prabhu. So, out of the two, one of them appeared and his name was Nitai, or Nityananda Prabhu as we know him. So, very briefly, we have 15-20 minutes with us. So I'll speak very briefly and then we'll chant one ecstatic bhajan in his glories. So, we all have heard of Krishna Balram? Okay. So, Krishna of Krishna Balram basically came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Kali Yuga. And Balaram of the Krishna Balram came as Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So in one of the holy books which was just announced for, right, Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's very nicely explained. Kaviraj Goswami explains, Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tahara Dvitiya Deha Sri Balaram Sei Krishna Navadvipe Sri Chaitanya Chandra Sri Baladeva Sanghe Sri Nityananda. So Lord Krishna expands himself. He is one. Lord Krishna. Now, just think of this. If you are just by yourself, how much can you enjoy? You need somebody to talk to. You need somebody to jam with. You need somebody to interact with. So then Krishna expands himself. And it says, Dvitiya Deha, the second one. So one Krishna became two. One was Krishna and the other became Balaram. And that same Balaramji in this world, about roughly 530 years back, comes down as Sri Nityananda Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And it is stated by Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas that Nityananda Prabhu is even more merciful than Mahaprabhu. Now why is it so? So Nityananda Prabhu, as he expands, just like Balaramji, just like Lakshman to Ramji, they are called as Sevak Avatar. That means their whole purpose behind their appearance is simply to assist Lord Krishna or Lord Mahaprabhu in their mission. And that is why they are called as Sevak Avatar. So they represent, there are actually three potencies, philosophically speaking. There is Sandhini Shakti, Sambit Shakti and Ladini Shakti. So Sambit Shakti is basically somebody who is responsible for creating infrastructure, right? Like how we have temple here, there is facilities created here so that devotees can come and do satsanga. And then there is Sambit Shakti, who actually represents the knowledge. So there is slight difference between a newcomer walking in versus a pujari who is knowledgeable in the art of bhakti. So that knowledge represents Balaramji or Sri Nityananda Prabhu. An expansion of that Chitta Shakti from the heart of Nityananda into the heart of all of us is actually called as Guru Tattva, and that is the technical reason why we need a spiritual master. And Iskcon founder Srila Prabhupada actually created each of those, created facility where we can do satsang, actually acted as a guru to the world, as well as then gave us the path of Ladini Shakti, which is to figure out how to know and love Krishna. So at first, Nityananda Prabhu comes and makes himself available for service of Mahaprabhu. And the very first thing he does is, he instructs Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami to go ahead and write this Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is, practically speaking, one of the only three commentaries available which has a written proof and mention about the pastimes, existence and the glories of Gaur Nitai. So that's the very first thing they do. And then out of the many pastimes, we'll just briefly touch upon maybe one or two now today. So fast forwarding the past times, at one point in time, Lord Sri Chaitanya decides to take sannyas, just so that he can make himself available to much more wider audience and give Krishna Bhakti to everybody. So as soon as Mahaprabhu takes sannyas, it is explained, Prathama Sutra Korila Sannyas Karan, Sannyas Kori Chaila Prabhu Sri Vrindavan. So Mahaprabhu at once starts to run towards Vrindavan right after taking bath. And Nityananda Prabhu understood the desire, but he wanted to facilitate the mercy for devotees. So as Mahaprabhu started his journey from Bengal to Vrindavan in India, back in those days, obviously there were no flights and all, so he started running, started walking his way, and came the river. And Nityananda Prabhu had created a nice facility there. So it's a long past time, but basically Mahaprabhu sees Nityananda Prabhu and says, "Oh Nitai, is this Yamuna? Have I reached? Should I jump in?" And Mahaprabhu was in so much ecstasy. Nityananda Prabhu said, "Yes, this is Yamuna. Take a holy dip here." She jumps in and he's standing, he's creating a lot of prayers for Mother Yamuna. And suddenly he sees a boat coming. And in the boat resides the wise man, Advaita Acharya, with his white long beard, and he has a pair of clothes. And Mahaprabhu looks at Advaita Acharya and says, "Wow, are you also here in Vrindavan?" And Advaita Acharya says, "No Mahaprabhu, this is actually Shantipur." Oh, and then hearing that, Mahaprabhu gets very disappointed, because then he's still in the, it's like he's still, let's say he was in Toronto, then he's still in GTA. He hasn't even crossed the border to go to Jersey or New York, something like that. She was very disappointed, and he said, Nityananda ami vanchila, Ganga kahe ami Yamuna kahila. He said, this Nityananda tricked me actually. He said this is Yamuna, but actually it is Ganga. So then Advaita Acharya, being very close friends with Nityananda, tries to take his side and explains, gives a technical reason that actually Mahaprabhu, this is also, as per the local terms, this is also known as Yamuna. Why? Because at Prayagraj, there is Ganga and Yamuna coming together along with the Lupta Saraswati. And then, when Ganga flows further towards the eastern side, the western bank is called Yamuna, and the eastern bank is called Ganga. So then, he becomes very pacified. And then, Advaita Acharya creates a giant feast. So Srila Prabhupada explains in Chaitanya Chaitamrita that one of the prime duties for Grihasthas, and why did we pick this pastime? Because most of us are householders in this community here. So Prabhupada nicely explains, he says there are 7 duties of a Grihastha. So it says the first one is that the Grihastha must cook. So Prabhupada specifically says the wife must cook and the husband must do offering. We'll keep it generic. So any of the husband or a wife, they're supposed to cook and then they should make offering. And after that, the third step is they should actually go out and shout, "Is there anybody hungry? Is there anybody hungry? Is there anybody hungry?" 3 times. And then it's not just a formality, you actually do it, and if somebody shows up, yourself. Well, of course not that practical in this day and age where we live, but that is what Prabhupada recommends in Chaitanya Chaitamrita. So then if anybody, you basically invite them, which is 4th, and thereafter you serve them, which is number 5. And after that, as they get satisfied and they make their way out, and they give you blessings. So that shows the amount of sacrifice that a Grihastha does, that he wants to make sure that every needy is taken care of, then the elders are fed, then the children are fed, then the mothers are fed, and then finally men can eat. And Srila Prabhupada says that if you live with such a regulation, which is number 7, then you naturally get attracted towards Krishna. So Advaita Acharya, in conjunction with Nityananda Prabhu, then they kind of epitomize this exhibition of Grihastha Ashram. So Advaita Acharya then makes a gigantic feast. So much so that he actually cooks, there are quantities mentioned in Chaitanya Chaitamrita. He cooks 720 kilos of rice, along with hundreds of other items. So again, it is very nicely explained that Madhye Pita Grita Shikta Shalyanera Stupta Charireka Vyanjandonga Aramukta Supa. So I know we are approaching Prasadam time, so I thought we'll talk a little bit about Prasadam. So he creates this gigantic feast and makes 3 huge towers of this rice. He gets whole and pours tons of pure ghee. That ghee permeates and makes the pile looks like golden mountain. And And there are hundreds of preparations around it. And one is offered to Lord, the other two are offered to Gaur Nitai. And Mahaprabhu says, if you as Grihastha live like this, then I take the dust of your lotus feet on my head and I'll make sure that you are taken care of. So that is one tip for us Grihasthas, that we should be eager to cook and feed the devotees of the Lord. And of course, Nidyananda Prabhu, being Nidyananda Prabhu, quickly finishes and he says, it has not even filled half a belly of mine. So of course, these pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu cannot be understood, they can just be relished. But one very important verse I would like to quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita, which actually explains that why is he more important than anybody else for the practicing devotees. So it is said, Preme Unmata Nityananda Kripa Avatar Uttama Adhama Kichu Natare Vichar. So Preme Unmata, he is so intoxicated by the love of Godhead that he doesn't really discriminate. What a quality, huh? Let us put one sincere moment and try to understand this. Generally, more often than not, in any of our dealings, we run into this situation that there is Uttama, there is Adama. There is a favorite and there is a dislike. All of us end up doing something or the other to that end. But here is a personality who is so much inundated with the love of holy names that he never discriminates. And he just gives that love of Godhead to one and all. And what to talk about today? Today is, as it is said, it is his appearance day, so Vaishnavas are most munificent, most merciful. So I'm requesting that as the clock will tick by and as the darshan will open at about 8 o'clock, let us sincerely pray to receive that mercy of Lord Nityananda so that we are able to actually chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And the last point is, as Nityananda Prabhu represents this Adi Shakti of Guru Tattva, it is actually coming down through the disciplic succession, and Srila Prabhupada is the instrument as it pertains to us to experience that Samvit Shakti. And hence Srila Prabhupada toiled so hard and painstakingly made sure that there are so many temples within Iskcon available around the world, so that there are higher chances of more and more devotees taking the shelter of the holy name, the facility to create satsanga. And this was also sort of predicted by Nityananda Prabhu himself. So when Mahaprabhu came to Alarnath and he was dancing, and it is explained that Chaudike ta sabaloke bole hari hari prema veshe madhyanitra kare gaur hari. Devotees got so much ecstatic and so bewildered by looking at Gaur Hari, this Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu dancing together on the tunes of the holy names, that everybody was stunned and they left doing whatever they were doing, and they were just at once just glancing upon the beauty of Gaur Nitai. And at that moment, Nityananda Prabhu made this prediction about the Senapati Bhakta, which is Srila Prabhupada, who would come in future. So he says, Dekhe Nityananda Prabhu kahe bhakta gane, ei rupe nritya age, have grame grame. So that is the time he predicted, that a time will come. Please listen, everybody very carefully. He says, kahe bhakta gane. He told everybody who was assembled there that a time will come where this Senapati Bhakta Srila Prabhupada will appear in this material world and spread the glories of holy name across every town and village. And fast forwarding 500 years, we are so blessed that Srila Prabhupada has arrived and he has done so much for Iskcon. And in the same mood, now it is our opportunity to become responsible and carry forward with that legacy of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki. So that will sing this beautiful bhajan, conclude. And it's slightly difficult for me to talk. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shivade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidyananda. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunakevani Vaishnavadeshatane Akarodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai Akarodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai Akarodha Paramananda Nityananda He goes around door to door trying to deliver everybody. By what? By giving the taste of holy name to everybody. प्रभु आविर्भाव महामहोत्सव की और प्रेमानंद।
Kirtaniers. We'd also now like to thank our cooks for the evening. So our feast has been cooked by Radhikaraman Prabhu and Sadhana Bhakti Mataji. There has also been a team of devotees who have been working tirelessly to make offerings for Lord Nidyananda all day today. So they've made over 70 preparations for Shri Shri Gaur Nitai. So in addition to the feast, you have that to look forward to as well in a few minutes. We'd also like to thank the sponsor for today's feast. It's our Rupa Manohar Prabhu. So for those of you who don't know, Prabhu's sitting there on the chair by the pillar. Prabhu has been a long-standing member of our community and has been actively and continues to be actively engaged in our fundraising efforts, especially for Rath Yatra. So we'd like to appreciate him today. Hare Krishna. And we'll just once again thank our sponsors for the flower outfit. So we'd like to thank Kishore Mani Prabhu and family as the main sponsor, as well as Rupanuga Prabhu, Vijay Patel Prabhu, Shashi Lal Mataji, and Anita Bandari Mataji. And once again, we'll thank our Pujari department and all the devotees that worked to put this all together. So we will now have Prashadam, and we will be concluding with the 8 o'clock Aarti. So please don't leave after Prashadam and stay for a rocking 8 o'clock.